Zdravím všetkých pri sledovaní ďalšieho dielu zo série Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. Naposledy sme tu vypočuli tohto chlapíka, ktorý bol svedkom vraždy a odcudzil nejaký vzácny predmet, o ktorom ešte v podstate nič nevieme. No ale máme tu ešte niekoho na vypočutie, nejakú starú dámu, ktorá by mala byť svedok. Mala byť niekde na konci ulice, no. Tak dúfam, že tu bude niekde. No, toto je ona.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
No moc si nám nepomohla.
I suppose that I shall have to move my stall now.
No, teraz v noci tu asi nikto nič nekúpí, si myslím. Môžeš kľudne presťahovať. Aha, dobre, tam nás to nepustí.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
A? Čo z toho vyplýva? Ne, tam nás to tiež asi nepustí. Ešte ma zaujímalo, odkiaľ je ten kľúč, čo našiel. Ovačku jedného.
Locked.
Jedného zavraždeného. No, nechaj sa mi tu na peku teda všetky dvere.
Locked. Locked. Locked.
Such a young man, and already a murderer.
Tak to chodí.
This mirror is turned towards Half Moon Street.
Mám tie veci. Kový klíč, no. Kenneth Butler, to bol ten zlatník. Že by to bolo od jeho domu, ale kde býva? To sú nejaké stopy. Nič zaujímavé. Čo tam nakukuje? Wiggins.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Najprv sa choď umý, chlapče, vyzeráš jak oný. To sa už pozrie, tu nám už asi nič nenájdeme, budeme sa ísť zase ďalej. Ten kľúč máš tvoje.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Nie, ďakujem, nechaj tak. No to nás sú široko ďaleko žiadne dvere není, tak odkiaľ by bol ten kľúč? Aj tam má to tetovanie. Som videl. No, tu už asi to veľa nespravíme, mám taký dojem. Toto bydlo, neviem, čo tu ako na to ukazuje.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Čo s ním?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
No dobre, tu na nás totiž asi nejako ďaleko asi nepustí. Počkaj, čo tu boli nejaké uličky? Nie je tu nič. To je výklenok.
Locked. Locked.
To nebude s týmto takto sa dať nič otvoriť. To musím mať najprv nejakú adresu.
Locked.
No dobre. Ty nevieš o ničom? No, vytočne sa pýtať. No. Naskôr teda pôjdem potom, idem najprv pozrieť do archívu, to čo znamená tá ona vzácná vec, čo sa našla. Čo by to tak asi mohlo byť. Potom pôjdem do Scotland Yardu vypočuť toho obvineného. Taký je plán. Ja. To by čo robíš na stoličke? Kto ťa tam dal? Určite vocnú, nie?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Hej, a klobúk si čo nedáš dole, však sme vnútri.
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mock cap, and you can be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
No pána beka, tá je tiež taká škaredá. Tak táto tu. No. Takže archív. Kde by to tak mohlo byť? Vo výskume to asi nebude, to je blbosť. S novinami asi tiež nie. No to by to mohlo byť. No. Helenský poklad. Pozrime sa, no. 5 hlav kamžíkov, máme len 2. Ešte musia byť volať, kde prsteň a ten náhrdelník. A to je sa toto na zlato, čo to je toto modré?
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Ešte viacej. Čakaj, tam krádež z roku 1885. Lúpež helenských pokladov. Ale pozrieme sa. Čiže on ukradol ten poklad, ale nikomu nepovedal, kde je. No a teraz sa zrazu objavil ten náramok. A zase u tohto Kennetha Butlera, to je zvláštne.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
No, presne tak. To bude asi od toho jeho obchodu kľúč. No to väčšia, v tom má nejaké prsty, ten oný zlatník. A udal tohto oného. To, čo ju ukradol, možno bol jeho komplic, Boh vie, to udal, sa ho zbavil a on si nechal tie veci, no ale to je dosť nebezpečné takto robiť. No. No pôjdeš, keď už máš ten klobúk na hlave. Ten ostal za bránou, pre istotu. Sa bojí. A keď to zapadnutej uličke býval, ten zlatník sa nebál, že to vládo vykradne. To je čo tu, toto. Tam kúkaš. To je nejaký podnik. My sme si mali sadnúť trošku na kavičku alebo na niečo lepšie. Ale teraz nemôžem, mám robotu. Zamknuté. Tu je Butlerov shop. A dá sa ísť za tej krčmy. Nedá. Je toto možné?
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock.
Také prekvapenie, no. Budeme čmuchať. Mačky? No kocúry, nie? Mačky.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
No. Ten zlatník nevzal na horolezca.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Má to ako zastaváreň. Je to všelijaký bordel, tu je všetko možné. Ja som si myslel, že to je zlatník ten človek. Čakaj, kde sú oni? Majiteľ vetešníctví. Vetešníctví, ale... Ten druhý Kenneth Butler, profesí zlatník. Zlatník alebo je majiteľ vetešníctví? Je to vôbec jeho? Asi keď tam bolo meno.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Tak to zvyknú, nie? Dá sa to vybrať. No, pozriem sa. To je ten náhľadník. Čakať. No.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
To má toto len tak v šuflíku? A už je 10 rokov po lúpeži? No ten zlodej dostal 10 rokov. Znamená, že už by musel byť vonku. A takto sa mu asi pomstil, podľa mňa. Takže takto by to aj sedelo. 10 rokov po lúpeži.
It looks as though Mr.
Čiže oni sa mali stretnúť so zákazníkom. No, to ešte zistiť, kto to bol. Nič nie. Asi nie, no. Husličky, ešte Sherlock, že robíš hľad na huslách. Ber, dokiaľ to tu visí. Sme sa už pozerali. Pre istotu sa ešte raz pozriem, či tu volá čo není, ale asi nebude. No dobre. Tak bolo asi všetko, čo sa tu dá objaviť. Zvláštne, ale potrebujete záznam o tých oných obchodoch. To nebereme.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
No dobre, tak poďme. Hľadám na Scotland Yard. A čo chce s týmto plné, s tými mačkami?
Crampons and a sharp ice.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or
Ako
are
ste
there any
vyriešili?
new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Jak ste to vyriešili? Zdali ste preskúmať zbraň a vôbec gulky, či to pasuje k sebe, alebo čo? Asi nie. Robilo sa to vtedy vôbec. Keď čosi.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad? Isn't he guilty of murder?
A prečo by mal byť? Prsten tu nevidím nikde.
These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Dve sú použité.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Na to, že jeden dostal do hlavy a druhý do brucha, no čo ja viem, to už keby niekto strieľal, tak strelí obidvoch rovnako a nie jedného tam, druhého tam. Ťažko povedať. neviem nič o troch výstreloch. Som sa ešte raz prečítať, čo tam ten Turner hovoril, lebo sa mi nezdá, že tam bolo z rôznych miest písané, ale čo také? Sa mi nezdá. Druhý výstrel bol hlasitejší, že by ten druhý výstrel boli dva výstrely. Preto to bolo hlasitejšie, no je možné to je. No. Možné to je, ale každopádne tu nie je napísané nikde, že by padli tie výstrely na dvoch rôznych miestach. On iba hovorí, že počul dva výstrely. Ale nie na dvoch rôznych miestach. No, neviem, asi tam dám tú možnosť, že boli 3. Nepasuje to. Pozice střelce. Alebo tým, že bol ten druhý hlasnejší, tak ono, že bol zbližša. Ten prvý bol zďalej a tento druhý padol zblízka, preto bol hlasnejší. Aj to je možné. Dobre, nemám to tak pozícia strelca, no možno bolo tak, že boli dvaja tí strelci. Jeden ďalej, druhý bližšie. No dobre, poďme za ním.
Mr. Holmes, please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. And then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies.
Panikári, ale išiel pozerať mŕtvoly. Na to mal čas.
Blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Somár ešte zbraň zobral. To je fakt dobré.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
Somár. Ešte sa tam motá okolo mŕtvych, ešte aj zbraň zobere. Aj. Ale zvláštne to inak.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Ty si veľký bitkár, jak sa na to kúkam. No. Úradník? Má také si tetovania agentálny. Všetci, čo boli base, mali také tetovanie. Aby sa poznali.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
No neviem, podľa mňa to bol tvoj kamarát, ten oný. Viezni z Westgate, no. Sa ste pomstiť za to oného.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Haha, to už by bol už koniec hada, nie. To bolo ako veľmi rýchlo vyriešené, keby to malo byť takto. Bez gasného svetla, to by mohlo byť z tej pištole, čo sme tam videli v tom vetešníctve, a to znamená, že by tam niekto musel mať ešte prístup. Čo tu máme ďalej? To som si aj myslel, že pôjdem do Vánice. Počkaj, kde sú tí tela? Tu sú není. Kde ich mám mohli dať? Tam, na mieste, činu? Tam som už bol. Že by tam ešte stále ležali. No vyzerá to tak. Stále je noc.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
No. Čo s týmto bydlom?
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Čo tým chcel autor povedať? Nič sa s tým nedá robiť. A toto som si aj myslel, že na toto budem musieť kliknúť teraz, lenže... To mi tu teraz nič neukazuje zrovna. Tečku, takže skúsime to druhé. F-ko. Jeden z vecí možná sa dá ešte na základ zistiť, kto by to mohol byť. tentokrát. Počkajte, to je kto? Ktorý je ktorý teraz? Aha. No zbraň mal tento. A raz strieľal kde? Do steny? Čo tam akože prečo strieľal do steny? To je hlúposť.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Lift my lamp. Si strelil rýchlo, nestačil zamieriť. Kde je ten hak? My god. Kde je ten hak? Dokej tu budú ležať tie mŕtvoly? Už dali dávno odniesť.
This should be useful.
Ja, to veľa toho vidím. To je fakt. Vynikajúce. Hop, to je diera.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh.
No prosím.
Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Ha, tak predsa boli 3. Som to dobre vedel, že tam boli 3. Jeden do steny, jeden do hlavy a tretí do brucha, no. Takže to mám tam zle. Tretí výstrel a čo? 2 obete? No. Toto pozície strelcu je na figu. Blbosť. Nemôže sa stať obeťmi vraždy, keď Butler strelí veľkotyho do brucha. Čo spáchal? Samovraždu potom? Sa mi nelúbi toto. Zase toto. Podľa mňa museli pri prestrelke, že keď mu strieľal do brucha, tak navzájom chceli zastreliť, ale nejako to nevyšlo. No uvidíme. Zistíme ešte. Čo tam stále? Tam mám to Bčko. Ja ešte toto tu mám, aha. Mizející muž, no. No čo s ním teraz? Čakaj, čo? Nespája sa mi to tu do ničoho. To je toto, to je zlé. A čo s týmto teraz? To ešte toto, zmysel neumení, aha. To sa nedá s ničím spojiť, ale... No. Čo teraz? Mr. Holmes. Čo tu máme ďalej? Prehľadnúť mohol hociko, však je tu tmavý vrov.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
No, to bude nejaká minihra. Počkaj, ja som policajt teraz? No, s Bohom. Išiel takto rýchlo? No, to je dobrá tma. Počkaj. Není ho. Kde?
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
No dobre, nebudem ho radšej teraz už hľadať, lebo... Keď ho nájde ma...
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
No to ma zaujímavé, kde sa chceš skovať ešte. No určite nechodil takto, ako je z kúta do kúta, ale išiel rovno. No, tu je.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Ale kde hore?
It would be my pleasure to...
I'm always...
To ma zaujímavé, kde tu chce vyliesť.
I'm always one...
No, neviem, to som trošku nepochopil. Že kde hore by mohol ísť sa jedine do bytu toho oného, starého vojnového veterána. Kde by to ste mohol vyliesť?
I'm always wondering what's on your mind.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Brian. The dead body.
Sa už nedá hoď práve o ničom.
I wish this crime had never happened, Mr. Holmes.
Aha, letecký výstroj, signálny pištoli, aha. No dobre. Ste mohli aj skôr povedať. Tak ale vyliezť po takej stene, to by chvíľu trvalo.
These tools are exactly what I need. This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Dobre, ale toto si necháme na budúce, lebo už hodinka sa blíži ku koncu a vyzerá to tak, že toto ďalšie videjko, čo by nasledovať už bude asi posledné, už naozaj. Takže ďakujem za pozornosť a teším sa na budúce. Bye bye.